Hello everyone, Liapao here, and welcome back to SOULCALIBUR 6, Libra of Original Soul, starring 2B. In the last episode, we fought Azwel, and may have killed him, and Gro might have died along with him. But we don't know that yet, we're still looking for him. So in the meantime, just like we said in the last episode, we are going to be paying a visit to the Hidden Village clan, which is around here. Now, a deal with ancients. Lizelot explained that the beacon had to be kept lit for a week in order to make contact with the Hidden Village clan. On the 8th day, attack power increases every time I parry with a reversal edge. We moved deeper and deeper into the trees, feeling eyes on us all the while. At last, the trees broke into a wide clearing. At its center was a great stone carved with decorative symbols. Oh, here we are! That's the ancient altar I've been looking for. I'll put this on top, and... Lizelot poured an odd powder onto the altar and set it alight, sending a foul-smelling purplish smoke into the air. According to the marvelous old texts passed down through the Crone family, this beacon will summon the Hidden Village clan after 7 days have passed. We need to keep the fire going until they show up, so we'll have to take turns tending it. Well, it's been 7 days. Let's keep the fire... How long do you intend to linger here? Yeah! There was a young man standing behind Lizelot. It was likely his gaze we felt all this time. His clothing was not at all similar to that of the villages nearby. Where did you come from? Are you lost by any chance? I am Omid, warrior of the Hidden Village. Why are you trespassing in our forest? Aha! You're from the Hidden Village, of course, of course. Seriously? Judging someone on appearance alone, are you? I can see why the elders hate outsiders so much. You summon your senior, and yet dare to doubt me? As I was wondering who this senior was, Lizelot spoke again. Now that I think of it, the text did mention that the people of the Hidden Village clan had extremely long lifespans, so, forgive me, Sir Omid. I do not deign to speak with pitiful fools. If you will not leave on your own, then I will drive you away by force. Great, we gotta fight him.
Dispatching enemy immediately.
That's a man with a female voice.
Take this. I'll kill you.
That's a man with a oh wait, is it a girl? Why is the game calling him Oh, he's a chick. Oh, he isn't a guy, he's a chick! Damn, girl, you need to get your gender straight! Oh no, you got me. You're so strong. As I looked on, perplexed by Omid's obviously feigned defeat, he whispered to us. Play along, the elders are watching. We come to you in peace. We only wish permission to pass through this forest to maintain trade with other villages. We promise not to disturb you, so please permit us this. After Lizelot delivered her speech to the forest, Omid spoke again. Listen, everyone. They are strong, and they followed the laws for a full week. Don't they deserve at least this? Omid's voice was swallowed by the silence among the trees. Before too long, an arrow shot up from the shadows and landed at Ocelot's feet. Oh, there's a note attached. Let's see. Provide 1 sack of sugar on each new moon as tribute, and those who have been granted permission may pass. Outsiders may not speak to the people of the Hidden Village clan. Very well, it's a deal. The road was on its way to being built. Life in the village would soon improve.
Your soul
Yeah, I don't
surges in
get
your body.
what I don't get what Namco did, but in the story, Omid's a guy, but in battle, Omid's a girl. Namco needs to make up their minds. Especially if I take this jerky. And look, Fiendorf leveled up. And there's something else here. It involves the Birds of Passage. I ran into a young girl named Tira while walking along an old forest path. She spoke in a strange manner and told me she was being followed. Its attacks are poisonous. As I walked an old path through the forest, I came across a large metal ring hanging from a tree branch. Intrigued, I moved in closer, where from above, I heard a gleeful voice. Hiya! Looking up, I spotted a slender young woman peering down at me from her perch atop a branch. Never seen you before. You don't look like you're following us. I asked if she was alone up there, but she ignored me and continued her monologue. You know, I was just starting to get a little restless. She nimbly jumped down from the tree. The name's Tira. I'm so famished I could die. Have any snacks for me? Tira held both her hands out. I took some bread from my pack and handed it to her. Thanks! You're the best! I've just got one more favor to ask, okay? Tira looked at me, her eyes brimming with anticipation. As soon as I answered, a group of men appeared. These guys were good. I hadn't noticed them until they were nearly upon me. We've been looking for you, Eiserne Drossel. The man who spoke appeared to be their leader. He seized the young lady and took her metal ring from the tree. No! Stop it! He turned to leave, still holding Tira captive, and called back to his associates. No witnesses. You know what I say to that? Yes, witnesses!
I'll kill you.
Ow.
It's time.
Ah, the poison. The pain is excruciating. Twirl, twirl, twirl. Easy. With my attackers defeated, I looked around for the man who had taken Tira captive. He and his prisoner were nowhere to be seen. As I searched the area, I noticed what appeared to be a trail of breadcrumbs. It looks like Tira wants us to follow her. So before we head back to Fiendorf, we're gonna follow those breadcrumbs. Not a fleck of moonlight broke through the tangle of branches overhead as I made my way through the dark forest following Tira's trail of breadcrumbs. Eventually, I reached a clearing where I found the ruins of a castle. If I'm gonna skill the grapple breaks and their throws do more damage, like we're gonna grapple anyway. I followed the trail to the trees, deeper and deeper into the forest. Was this Tira's doing? Before long, an old, half-collapsed castle came into view. The trail of breadcrumbs led right to it. I crept towards the castle, scanning the area for danger. I spotted several sentries, all of them dressed like the man who had taken Tira. From what I could see, the sentries demanded a password to enter the castle. For such an old place, it was guarded extremely heavily. Maybe if I got closer, I could overhear the password, or even try reading someone's lips. It was worth a shot. Suddenly, a piercing scream came from inside the capsule. Too focused on discovering the password, I stumbled in surprise and stepped down hard on a dry branch. A loud snap cracked through the air, and one of the sentries caught sight of me. Oi! Yeah! What do you think you're doing? You said oi, so I gotta speak in a British accent. You wanna have yourselves a SOULCALIBUR fight?
Battle 1.
You cheeky tot. Ah, that's a great attack. Ah, that's a lot of damage from the throw.
Battle 2. Fight.
Sledge.
You're dead.
Nice uppercut.
Prepare to die.
Back me up.
That was easy. Well, slightly easy. Luckily, I hadn't drawn the attention of anyone else. After I subdued the sentry, I demanded he tell me everything he knew. Hey, don't tell me nothing. I'm just one of the bird of passage's hired lackeys. What brings you here? Revenge? Did they kill your family or something? Or are you being offered a pretty penny to take them down? Yeah, doesn't matter, I guess. This is just one hideout of many. Whoever you're after probably ain't even here. So the castle was a hideout for this group of assassins. The bird of passage. Which means that scream I heard. I knocked the sentry unconscious, tied him up, and rolled him into a thicket. I had to sneak into the castle without being seen. So now we're on a rescue mission, apparently. The castle was one of the bird of passage's lairs, but only silence filled the gloomy halls. Something was not right. The opponent's attacks had multiple damaging effects. Defeat them! Fresh, blood-stained corpses were scattered throughout the castle. All had been disfigured in the same way. Their eyes were gouged out, and strange symbols were carved into their flesh. The gruesome sight and loathsome stench made me recall the scream. Was Tira okay? I climbed a staircase, proceeding further into the castle until I eventually reached a large hall. I could hear someone moaning nearby. The source of the sound had become clear. Tied to a chair and covered in blood was the man who had taken Tira. He was likely the leader of the Spurred Passage base. He was on the verge of death. Like the cadavers decorating this castle's halls, his eyes had been gouged out. His head thrashed wildly, and he wailed in agony. Is someone there? I remained silent, but the man continued. He must have thought I was one of his own. Listen. Report to the Archaeopteryx. Eiserne Drossel. She... Eiserne Drossel. That name sounded familiar. Ever since she used the evil seed to escape, she's been hiding in Eastern Europe. Though she changed her name and feigns normality, the same blood boils inside her. The man began to speak feverishly, as though consumed by fear. The blood of a butcher of human flesh. She tore her false family to pieces. She's come back to... She must be caged again. Know her false name. It's T... Before he could finish, a giant metal hoop dropped from above and cleaved him in two. His corpse slid to the floor, the blood-soaked disc protruding from the ground next to it. I'd seen that weapon before. You took ages! I've been waiting for you! Tira slid out of the darkness to claim her weapon. Unaffected by the sight of the corpse, she looked at me and tilted her head. Remember how I said I had another favor to ask of you? Want to hear it? Sure? You're hilarious! Okay, listen up. I'm gonna dye you red! Nice transition from jolly to gloomy in the narration.
Battle 1.
So now we're fighting a psychotic assassin! I did not... I'm learning new combos every day.
I'll kill you.
So she can deal piercing damage. That's good to know. Not fair.
Proposal. Initiate repairs.
Can't exactly initiate repairs in the middle of a fight.
Alert. Mission timer nearing expiration.
I'll kill you.
Okay, we got some charge.
Executing support program. Initiating system.
Back me up.
Get this weapon now!
The soul of a warrior now lays here to rest.
Rematch.
Battle 1. Fight!
I'll kill you.
Had to get the death cry, proper death cry out. You just gotta stand there and take it.
I'll kill you.
Like I'm killing you, probably.
I'll kill you. Hi.
Ah, that didn't work.
You're falling apart. What a pain.
Second time's the charm. Looking at me as though nothing had happened, Tira spun her ring and launched another attack. I'm not done playing with you yet! Ah! Show me the color of your blood! I just barely parried her blade in time. Its movements were difficult to predict, so it's being controlled by more than just one person. What part do you want me to gouge out of you first? Gotta be your eyes, right? Who cares? I'll chop you into tiny pieces! Tira spoke as though she had two personalities fighting for control of her mind. Was she possessed? Or was she just mad? Whatever the case, if I didn't do something quickly, I was in danger of being overwhelmed. I held off her onslaught while slowly backing into a room. Here, one weathered wall was partially collapsed. What's up, little mousy? Nowhere else to run? Time for the kitty to pounce on her prey! Tira flew towards me with her blade. Somehow I deflected her attack. You're really starting to annoy me! The wall in which Tira had embedded her ring crumbled and fell. Dragged along by the force of her momentum, she went down too. Terrified that she might still be alive, I approached the gap and peered down. Neither Tira nor her weapon were anywhere to be seen. All I could make out was a single black feather, falling gently down onto the debris. To be, you're doing it again. Do-do-do-do. You're letting your emotions get the better of you. You're not supposed to be afraid. Just be happy that we dealt with Tira. Anyway, let's head back to Fiendorf. Let's go to the Fiendorf shop. We already got one there. Anyway, let's finally close that astral fissure and look at some images from the past. A berserker appeared from the astral fissure. Its familiar voice causing Dion to falter. Opponent's low attacks do more damage and will chip away at your health when I guard. As we got closer to the astral fissure, a berserker appeared with a roar. Exterminate. Outsiders. All outsiders! Was this one of our own? Were they struck down by the cursed sword? It is no longer human, so its past matters not. We exterminate any who have lost their humanity. Ready yourselves! Because remember, berserkers are only capable of echoing their pasts at the moment they died. At least I think that's how I remember it. Their words are empty. As empty as their soul. Mankind has no place for their lot. What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets.
I'll kill you.
Battle 2. Fight.
Let your guard down.
Close range combat is advised.
Fierce, fierce.
Huh?
evolve Berserker down. In the end, you could not remember that you were one of us. Dion, you know as well as I do that those creatures are no longer our comrades. They are monsters, possessed by a single unquenchable desire, mindlessly moaning empty words, illusions of the past, and a nightmare for those still living. Our purpose is to purge this world of anything that does not belong, like this astral fissure. Do not forget that. You are right. I reached for the astral fissure. Dion and Natalie's eyes trained on me. Its power flowed into my body. We are done. Time to head back to the town. And that might be the last astral fissure we need to protect ourselves from the astral chaos. So we no longer have to fear for our life. I think we've absorbed enough astral fissures to accomplish that. And we've got bad news and blades. Bad news was waiting for us when we returned. Azwel lived. It seemed impossible that anyone could have survived, but it was the truth. According to our intelligence, Azwel was seen meeting with his followers. He delivered this message to them. 2 months from now, when the moon is full, the ceremony that shall save humanity will commence. His followers had already begun moving. They appear to be heading to Ostrheinsburg Castle, where the ceremony will no doubt take place. From what we have learned, the castle is located on a ley line, and it serves as a focus for spiritual energy. In 2 months' time, during the full moon, the stars will align to their yearly high, and the natural energies will reach their peak. Natalie fell silent, a grim look on her face. Next to her, Dion let out a sigh. So he intends to tap into the power of the heavens and the earth. How could he have survived? I thought this man an imposter at first, but this plan has Azwel written all over it. However, if he is alive, then there is hope for Sir Grow. Dispel such thoughts, Dion. Even if Grow is still alive, it is likely he has become an outsider. We have no time to waste searching for him, and when we next meet, we will likely be forced to kill him. If the aim of this ceremony Azwel spoke of is to create the ultimate seed, then the situation is grim indeed. We must act without delay. I agree. We need to rally together to put an end to Azwel's machinations, and stop him from bringing about calamity. The only time we'll be able to locate Azwel for sure is when he's at Ostrheinsburg Castle for the ceremony, so that is when we'll make our move. Natalie and I will return to headquarters to prepare. Under normal circumstances, we would demand you accompany us. We were tasked with keeping an eye on you. However, we owe you so much. So, what do you wish to do, 2B? I will accomplish my mission. I made a promise to Grow, and I will look for him. And if he is an outsider, then I will deal with him accordingly. Thank you. I sincerely appreciate your concern for Sir Grow. However, you want us to prioritize Azwel now. With that in mind, will you help us? I was worried about what would happen if Azwel succeeded in creating the ultimate seed. While I feared for Grow's safety, I agreed to help. Thank you, 2B. When we are ready, we will send a messenger. Until then, prepare well. As Dion and Natalie disappeared from view, a voice spoke from behind me. They have finally left, I see. Where a moment ago there was nothing, there stood Drossel. Do you believe you can defeat Azwel by cooperating with Azwel? I remembered Grow, driven mad by the immense power of his manifestation, and how even then he proved ineffective against Azwel. Drossel clenched his fists, shaking his head softly. I do not wish to say that you cannot win. In fact, it is quite the opposite. There is indeed a way to defeat that lunatic. 2B, you have absorbed the power of a multitude of astral fissures. I believe that you have gained the strength to be able to resist the astral chaos. That strength is the key to victory. Did being able to resist the astral chaos's influence mean I no longer needed to rely on its power? I asked Drossel if he knew the answer. That is correct. You no longer have reason to fear for your life. It seems you still retain your ability to absorb astral fissures, though. I felt a weight lift from my shoulders. However, Azwel was still a problem. I asked Drossel how I could defeat him. Listen very carefully. As you have probably already heard, Azwel will be performing the ceremony soon. That means he has been able to create both the cursed and spirit swords. However, they are still mere imitations and can be destroyed by the true swords. Without them, Azwel's plan ended in ruin. Both the true spirit sword and the true cursed sword have disappeared from this world and are trapped in the astral chaos. It would be impossible to retrieve both, but just one would be enough. Some of your strength could reach into the astral chaos and claim one of the true swords as your own, in theory at least. Drossel pointed at me. However, there is still something you lack. Whichever sword you seek, you need to bind yourself to it to retrieve it from the astral chaos. Simply put, even though you possess the power to retrieve the swords, you still lack the ability to find them. To strengthen your connection to the swords, you must do battle with those whose fates are already entangled with them. Fighting those with knowledge of the swords will strengthen your connection to them. Then, once you are bonded to the swords, you should be able to summon one from the depths of the astral chaos. Know that when you call for a sword, the one that most resembles your sword will appear. Until it is in your hands, it is unclear which sword will choose you. This is the only way to beat Azwel. Only you can do it. But that does not mean your success is guaranteed. Even if you claim the sword, you may not have a power to wield it. And do not think for a second that Azwel will stand idly by while another plots his ruin. If Azwel proves stronger than you, you will die. It would be a great pity to see your life taken away from you just as you have reclaimed it. I thought back to my conversation with Dion and Natalie. I was ready, and now I knew how to stop Azwel. I looked Drossel in the eye and nodded. Low odds or not, what other choice did I have? Go. By now you should be able to sense the true swords. Seek strong warriors linked to them. So yay! We're no longer dying! Woohoo! And now, we're on a mission to claim one of the swords. And we have to rely on exploration to do it. But that's for another episode. Because next time we'll do some exploring, complete some side quests, and grab our attention and strengthen our connection to the swords. Until then, I'll see you later.